the best player in the league?
It's a great question. LeBron James right now is the best player in the league. Kevin Durant is certainly in the discussion. If you told me Kevin Durant, I'm not going to argue with you. If you told me Kobe Bryant, if you needed a game and you took him, I'm not going to argue with you. I tell you what, when you're talking about moving forward, LeBron James and Kevin Durant, all-time greats, and it's the great thing is how they conduct themselves and how they go about perfecting their craft.
With KD coming to town, where do you rank him in the NBA? Is he in that conversation with LeBron for the best player in the league now?
I think he's been in that conversation for a few years now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nah, man. I think he's the most talented offensive player in the league. Definitely, size-wise, presents a matchup problem. Him being 6'11", or he's basically Dirk Nowitzki, but with a better ball handling, so to speak. He's a tough cover, but I think we have the guys that can make his looks difficult, and that's all you can really ask for.
Because he plays next to Durant, Westbrook is kind of overlooked for how good he is?
I think that they're both good for one another. You know what I mean? Because when Kevin first came into the league, obviously he had some struggles because he was young, but he didn't have another player that he could pass the ball to, and the defense kind of key in on him, and he can kind of get baskets off his transition or playmaking ability. And I think, Russell is successful a lot of the times because Kevin draws so much attention, and he's such a good player as well that he can create plays from the weak side and vice versa. So, I think it's good for them that they kind of feed off one another.
Without giving anything away, how do you kind of contain Durant? Do you get up in him? Do you make him drive?
Well, if there was a remedy to contain him, nobody knows it at this particular point. But, you definitely got to pressure him, try to make him work on both ends of the court, extend his catches. Can't let him catch the ball too close to the basket because, he has unlimited range. So always try to keep a body on him and just contest every shot.
How do you feel?
Feel pretty good. Thank you for asking. Mercy. No, I feel good.
It seems sincere, too. Like, he really wanted to know. Like, it wasn't just about your ankle. He wanted to know how you were.
Life is good.
How confident are you that you and D-Lee are going to be named to the All-Star team on Thursday?
Shoot, I have no idea, man. It's out of our control, and it's something that we look forward to hearing, whether you make it or not. But we have a game before that comes out, so that's really all our focus is on. The Thunder and trying to get another win at Oracle. But, you never know what's going to happen Thursday. You're just hoping for the best. But, we'll see.
What makes Westbrook such a difficult cover?
His athleticism and the way he attacks. Every time he has a ball, even sometimes when he doesn't, attacking the rim. So you always have to be alert and ready to try to sacrifice your body to get in front of him. And but he's probably the best athlete at the point guard position right now. So that separates him from a lot of the players, and just the way he can get to his spots and his quickness and acceleration, especially in transition. You have to be ready for it.
After KD and Westbrook, do you have to worry about after the obvious on the Thunder? Do you have to kind of?
They're a deep team, man. Everybody on their team plays their role great, from Nick Collison off the bench to Perkins and his toughness to Ibaka, the way he changes shots, and also has a scoring threat now. And then obviously you have Kevin Martin off the bench, who averaging 15, 16 points off the bench. So they have a lot of threats, and if you have a lot of threats behind those two guys, that's why they're best record in the West right now. So we got to be ready.
Steph has been tremendous all year long, man. If that kid is an All-Star, then we definitely got a problem in the voting system, or however what people perceive to be an All-Star. You know what I mean? And with his play aside, him just as a person, being one of the guys that definitely represents the league in the right way. You know what I mean? And He does it on the court, obviously, but the stuff that goes without being seen is the other stuff I think that really makes up him being an all-star as well.
I mean, is there so-called like unwritten criteria about getting into the All-Star game? I would imagine both he and David Lee have fulfilled that criteria. The fact that you guys are a winning team now, those two guys have been instrumental in resurrecting this franchise.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some unwritten criteria. Obviously, your play goes without saying, but the way you carry yourself represent not only your team but the league. I mean, I think Steph and David definitely embody all those qualities. Have definitely been positive influences on why we were able to be in a playoff push at this particular point in the season. And like I said, come Thursday, I hope we all filled with some good news.
To me, it would be criminal, for lack of a better word, if those guys didn't make it. They both deserve it. At the time the votes will be announced, we'll be 10 games over 500. They have changed this whole organization. They have led. They have sacrificed. They have defended. They've competed. It would be criminal if those guys didn't make it.